Okay, so your Arduino will look like this, pretty much the same as it looks on my screen now. However, now we need to verify that everything is fine and dandy and in working order. So the first thing that you need to do is plug your Teensy device into your computer. So just take it and then plug it in. Okay, you've done that, I take it. And now I've plugged mine already, so I don't need to do anything else. You go under Tools and you select here Board and look for Teensy++20 if you have the same one as me. And then go under the USB type and select Keyboard plus Mouse plus Joystick. Okay, that's it. Nothing else is needed. And now we're gonna explain what these two functions are. So the loop function here is where you put the repetitive code. So whatever you put here, it's going to be repeated over and over and over again and so on into infinity until you plug your Teensy device out or until it actually breaks. In the setup part, whatever you put here will run once, and that is it. So I am more interested in the setup part for the time being, because whatever we have, it needs to run only once, and that is it. We don't need it to run in a continuous loop. So there's no need to delete anything. We'll just put our code into setup. Okay, so let's have an example. Before we start coding for real, let's just go ahead and see how this actually works. So this is basically standard C programming. And if you type in, for example, string, and I don't know, string will be hello, and let's assign a value to the string hello. We will say, how is it going? I don't know, do you feel like sleeping? Sure. Why not? Anytime soon. Blah, 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 blah. God. Okay. So, it doesn't matter. It's just a random string, grammatically incorrect, whatever. It's completely irrelevant. I just need literally a line, a series of random characters to basically print them out onto the screen. And if I type in, just a semicolon at the end, which serves as a line terminator. And if I type in keyboard dot print, I'll type in the string hello here and close this and get a line terminator. Now, this is not your standard printing out of this string. This is not a output statement. This is basically what the keyboard will be typing out. It will press it will press HOW space IS space IT space GOING, comma, etc. So your keyboard, and by keyboard I mean the Teensy device, will be actually sending these signals to your computer, and it will be as though these characters are actually being pressed and typed in. So in order for this to actually work, you need to click this verify button here, and you can see the blue thing is gonna load here, and then it will say opening Teensy loader, and you will have something like this. Okay. If you press, now there is a button on the Teensy at the very beginning of it, opposite to the USB port. If you press it, this will get loaded, and Teensy will actually execute the set of commands every time you actually plug it in and plug it out. So, well, you plug it out and then you plug it in, it executes. Then you plug it out and plug it back in, it executes again. So you just need to press the button and then you will get a reaction here. Okay, there you go. And is this gonna actually start printing? No. I need to turn it off and then turn it back on by just plugging it and unplugging it. By unplugging it and then plugging it back in. Okay, I've plugged it back in, but nothing is being printed out. Why? Well, we didn't actually issue any delays or anything like that, and it is possible that Teensy started executing code prior to actually being initialized. So let's go ahead and add a nice delay here. So before any of this happens, give me a delay of 5 seconds, let's say. Okay, so 5 seconds. And let's go ahead and verify this code. And this is going to probably fail. I don't know why, but Teensy Loader is a little bit buggy. You have to you can't actually even close it like this. You just need a new tab here, type in type in X skill, press enter, and then you get this red skull of death. You click on Teensy and it basically kills it. No big deal. You bring the Arduino back and you run it again. And there you go, it opens up. So with this version of Arduino, Teensy seems to be a little bit buggy, but no big deal. Okay, so let's go ahead and press the button once again and load the program. Okay, let's bring this up and let's go ahead and plug. Yep, there you go. So it actually just printed it out. That's how it's supposed to be. Now, why didn't it print it out the first time around? Well, you need to put in these delays prior to the code execution, because you need to take into account that your machine, your computer, or any other computer doesn't actually recognize the devices in an instantaneous fashion. Rather, instead, there is a certain amount of delay from when the device is actually powered on and when it is recognized and initialized by the system. And if the device starts executing the code prior to that initialization and recognition, that code will be truncated, it will do nothing, and it will achieve no purpose. So if you have managed to do what I have just did, you can see how fast it was actually typed out. It typed it out in kwrite because I've opened up the kwrite window. But if I opened up any other window where it could actually type, it would type it into that window. And it doesn't matter if it's a text editor or not, it would actually blindly press the keys anyway. So if you have managed to do all of this, and if it's successfully loaded, and if it's successfully worked out, that's great. That means that you have everything set up correctly and that we can move onwards towards the next lecture, where we will jump a little bit further into this code, perhaps with a little bit more examples, perhaps straight into the primary code for the setup for the deployment of the keylogger.